I'm going to play you something in a moment that is actually, it's good, but it's going to be difficult to hear. Laken Riley's murderer was sentenced today, and I want you to see it, and I'm going to play that for you. But before I get to that, I just wanted to have another heart-to-heart about this. I know that people fall in different places on the political spectrum. I really do get that. Yes, I have obviously very strong feelings about what I believe. And I know I am far, far, far on the right side of that. Wait, am I doing that wrong? It's television. I guess it's this, whatever. I'm on the far right. I know that. I'm about as buried. The needle is buried on the far right for where I am. I get it. And I get that that's not where a lot of people are. That some people are more towards the middle, nationalist, libertarian. Maybe you consider yourself a classical liberal. I get it. I get it. And I understand that there are many, many, many Democrats out there who vote Republican now and then. Maybe they voted for Donald Trump this last election for different reasons, but they're not with me. They're not on the far right. They have a bunch of far, far left, views on things. But I'm going to say this before I play this video for you, and I really need you to hear me, and this is for the people who consider voting Democrat now. You can't anymore. I'm not actually politicking on behalf of Republicans who you hear me scream about all the time. I get so mad at Republicans and when they screw this up or that up. This is not me advocating for the GOP. The Democrat Party is not something you can vote for anymore. It's not an option. JFK is gone. Bill Clinton is gone. Whatever Democrats you used to admire, they are gone. And if there are any that are still around, they are completely neutered and powerless. The Democrat Party now, I don't have to tell you a single other thing about another issue. They open up the border on purpose. And not only do they open it up, it's not as if they just open up the floodgates. They grab as many people who shouldn't be here as possible from all over the planet, and they bring them in as fast as possible, intentionally flooding the country. You ever seen or read about a ship that's been scuttled? Maybe World War II, you hear about that a lot. There'll be a big aircraft carrier, and it was wounded. It's limping along. Doesn't look like it's probably going to make it, but it's not necessarily sinking. So what do? They set some charges, and they blow it up to intentionally sink it, to deny it to the enemy so he can't get his hands on it and look at it. That's what Democrats do to the United States of America now when they take power. Democrats took power 4 years ago. They opened up the border, flew, bussed, and did all manner of things to bring in as many people into this country as possible. Rapists, murderers, drug dealers. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a whoopsie. That's what voting for Democrats does now. And I'm sorry, I know this may be hard to hear because there are going to be a lot of people watching, but if you voted for Democrat 4 years ago, then you have to own part of what happened to Laken Riley. Laken Riley, that beautiful young lady in Georgia, was hunted down by some animal, and she was murdered in an awful, awful way. And Democrats brought that person into the country on purpose. It's just the truth. And today, by the grace of God, at least, the sentencing happened.
I'll now announce the verdict. In the state of Georgia versus Jose Antonio Ibarra, case SU 24CR0323, count 1, malice murder. I find the defendant guilty.
Guilty. And I don't know how loud you had your TV up or your phone up or however you're watching us here on the first, but you can hear the sobs in the background. The sobs are that young lady's family. Thanksgiving's almost here. Laken Riley won't be there. Christmas is coming. Laken Riley won't be sitting around the tree with her family, and she won't be there because Democrats brought in that monster on purpose. Voting for Democrats is not an option anymore. And you should know that it's not like they're backing off. It's not like they're watching this trial, they're reading these stories and saying to themselves, I feel terrible. I guess I should change my ways. We've had Democrat governor after Democrat mayor across the country loudly, on television mostly, come out and say they don't even want deportation. They're not going to cooperate with the government. Now, by the grace of God, we have Tom Homan coming in and he says, you better.
Title 8, United States Code 1324, III. Read about that and don't cross that line because it is a felony to harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE. Read the statute, don't cross that line.
I like the message. Don't cross the line. But I don't want to go there right now. I am glad it looks like we have people coming in with the right mentality, but I don't want to talk about what's going to happen in the future with Tom Homan and ICE and mass deportations and Trump declaring a national emergency and all those other things. And all those things are very, very good. I don't want us in our post-election euphoria, I don't want us to forget that Democrats took power and opened up the border on purpose. And for 4 years, rapists flooded into this country and raped American women. Murderers flooded into this country and murdered Americans. 4 years of bringing murderers and rapists on purpose. Democrats, whatever they used to be, they are a demonic, communist, evil political party now. And as many problems as you may have with the GOP. Again, I'm not asking you to align with me on all the issues. I'm not naive. As many problems as you may have with the GOP, voting for Democrats is not an option. And if you're sitting there saying, well, Jesse, I'm not sure, Jesse, I might, okay. Then the next time we get a Democrat president and they bring in another 15 million gangbangers from Venezuela, maybe it will be your daughter. Maybe it'll be your wife. Next time might be somebody you love very, very much. And so you think about that long and hard next time you walk in a voting booth. I think about it all the time. I've said it before. I wish I had the option to vote Democrat. That's how angry Republicans make me sometime with their weakness. I wish I could go in and out of spite vote for Democrats now and then, just kind of a toss-off vote. I can't vote for that. It's not right. I find it to be morally wrong, and you should too. All right? I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.